News360 coming to you live from the News Hub here at Addis Kanda. I am Portia Gabo.
And I am Martin Asiedu-Date. These are the headlines for the next 1 hour.
News360 Headlines is brought to you by
Flamingo Paint,
Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal,
EcoBank.
Coming up tonight, the National Peace Council urges calm, restraint and dialogue amid rising political tensions following arrest of political actors across the country.
And also coming up tonight, Attorney General and Minister of Justice dismisses claims by opposition NPP that government is gagging free speech and intimidating opposition members.
And later in the bulletin, Fair Wages and Salaries Commission reassures workers linking salaries to productivity is not punitive, but essential for improving efficacy in Ghana's public sector.
Later in business news, Monetary Policy Committee holds policy rate at 14% as Bank of Ghana warns Middle East conflict could reignite global inflation and threaten Ghana's economic recovery.
And on the international front, Nigeria's anti-corruption agency arrests former Power Minister Salem Aman a week after he was sentenced to 75 years in jail on corruption charges.
We have details of all these stories and many more coming up in the next 1 hour. Do stay with us.
We're starting from political conversations that have dominated public chatter in the last few days, and the National Peace Council has expressed deep concern over rising political tensions following the recent arrest of some political actors over comments alleged to have violated the laws of the country. In a statement, the council called for calm and restraint from all sides, stressing that the rule of law, due process and respect for constitutional rights remain non-negotiable in Ghana's democracy. The council urged security and judicial institutions to act with impartiality, transparency and professionalism while ensuring that the rights and freedoms of citizens are protected in the discharge of their duties. It also called on political parties, communicators and other actors to refrain from making inflammatory and unsubstantiated statements that could incite violence and threaten national stability. The Peace Council further advised political commentators both within and outside the country to be mindful of their utterances and their impact on national cohesion. The council also appealed to the public to act responsibly and uphold civility in accordance with the law. Let's engage the National Peace Council, get further information regarding why they think that recent political developments could lead to tensions in the country. We've been joined by a board member of the National Peace Council, Sheikh Arimeyao Shaibu. A very good evening to you, sir. Thank you for your time.
Good evening, and thank you for the opportunity.
There seemed to be a section of the public that more or less disagree with the National Peace Council's position that there is rising political tension in the country. They think that this is the regular political football that the NDC and the MPP play, so there is nothing to worry about. The Peace Council seems to disagree. Why?
The press release is in keeping with our mandate as a body and as established by the state to use every means and develop tools to facilitate settlement of disputes and also ensure that we prevent violence and keep the peace of the country. So the release, therefore, is within the context of the mandate of the National Peace Council. Secondly, we know it is not a hidden fact in this country. There is a very sharp rivalry between NDC and MPP. So whenever there is any issue that comes up, the kind of political discourse we engage in sometimes seeks to or slips into areas where we see tension rising. And for anyone who is observing across the country, we can all see gradually, we are just drawing into areas where we can be concerned. Indeed, if you watch, it is not even the National Peace Council alone that is speaking. There are other CSOs who are also observed, and they are also making some comments.
Right.
So that's why we are calling for circumspection and civility, and also making statements within the confines of what the law accepts, and also state institutions also using more transparent approach, and then also acting within law, so that the right to free speech is also well protected.
How do we make progress and ensure that we still encourage free speech? Like you've indicated, state institutions must still do their work, political parties must still work, but allow people to still express themselves. How can we encourage that?
Yes, I mean, this is a responsibility for all of us, state institutions, CSOs, and the leadership of community. You know, we are in an era where we think because we are doing the politics, we sometimes sound a bit reckless in the way that we speak. And we do not care how it affects people. And then the responses that sometimes come is also such that it's like a give and take. You do me, I do you. And in the process, we see that we are sending messages that are so vitriolic. We send messages that are so violent and have the tendency to incite violence and to prepare a mindset of violence. And that is the danger of it. The way we speak seeks to prepare a certain mindset that can slip into the domains of violence. And that is the reason why we must all take the responsibility. The NCCE must keep on doing its work. The National Peace Council must keep on doing its work. The state institutions, the National Media Commission must do its work. All the media houses, we must all be part of this effort, that even when statements are made and we think that those statements have the tendency or the effect of creating violence, we do not allow it to go the way it is. And then we must keep people are responsible for what they say.
We thank you for your time this evening. Sheikh Arimaya Shaibu, board member of the National Peace Council. Thank you for your time.
In more news tonight, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Dr. Dominic Ayine, has condemned threats by the New Patriotic Party to make the country ungovernable and dismissed claims that government is gagging free speech and intimidating opposition members. Dr. Ayine says freedom of expression must be exercised responsibly, indicating that he would treat the threat by the minority with contempt. Christian Yale reports from the Public Accounts Committee, where the Transport Minister assured the new buses procured by government will soon hit the road.
The Attorney General, Dr. Ayine, says government is not against dissent, but dangerous speech and media propaganda could plunge the country into chaos like the 1994 Rwandan genocide. Far from what the minority says, he is of the view that people must be responsible in their public utterances.
I think that the minority is exaggerating a lot with respect to the question of gagging of free speech. All right, there are limits. If someone, for instance, is inciting hatred in our society, okay, we do not expect that the minority will say that we should sit down idle as a government and allow that person to go on, because those are some of the things that led to wars in countries such as Rwanda. We have not gotten there.
Well, one thing they say is that you are attempting to reintroduce the criminal libel law, and that if this continues, they would arm themselves and make the country ungovernable. Well,
as for the threat of arming themselves and making the country ungovernable, I think I will, treat it with the contempt it deserves. Okay, but as far as this government is concerned, I want to reiterate that we will respect the rights and freedoms of every Ghanaian.
The minority has maintained that the onerous bail conditions and recent arrests are just a cover-up for what they believe is a failed Operation Recover or Loot. But the AG disagrees.
Oral is not failing. All right, go back and check the records. I am the first Attorney General in the history of the Fourth Republic to have brought 5 corruption cases in 1 year. Go back and check the records. And what is happening in court now is rather putting pressure on them because they know that I have been so diligent in my investigations, I have been so diligent in the prosecutions that they are afraid that their people will go to jail for, the acts of corruption that they engage in.
Meanwhile, the Transport Minister, Joseph Bukari Nikpe, says the delay in operationalizing the new buses procured by government is due to vehicle registration, driver training and servicing.
If you have a number of buses to 100 and you bring them into the system, they have to be registered, they have to go through all the inspections, you have to train drivers, and you have to now deploy the drivers and do a kind of proper servicing on all the buses so that they'll be able to serve the people. Very soon Ghanaians will see those buses being operational. The drivers will pass out by this weekend or so, and by next week on, we should be seeing some positive signs.
Let's go to the courts now. The Accra High Court has adjourned hearing of a motion for bail for New Patriotic Party's Bono Regional Chairman Kwame Bafo, popularly known as Abronye, to Thursday, the 21st of May, after prosecutors prayed for a short time to file their response. Lawyers of Abronye, led by Godfred Yeboadame, were in court to request for his bail following the denial of same by the Accra Circuit Court. Lord Edwasare reports.
The NPP Bono Regional Chairman has been charged with offensive conduct conducive to the breach of peace and publication of false news. According to the prosecution, Abronye made derogatory remarks about the judge and attempted to incite the public against the court. In court on Wednesday, May 20, an entourage of NPP officials thronged the premises in a show of solidarity and to secure a bail for the party stalwart. Abronye was remanded into BNI custody on May 13 after the circuit court denied him bail, with the judge averring that if released, he would commit the offense again. Assistant State Attorney Grace Delali Tali prayed for a short adjournment for the prosecution to appropriately respond to the motion. But defense lawyers, led by Godfred Yeboadame, argue that the state had been served with a motion on May 14, hence failure to file a response was not an excuse. He pleaded with the courts to move the bail application, adding that Abronye's health was endangered. But Delali Tali explained that despite being served earlier, the prosecution had to consult the investigators to familiarize itself with the case. After hearing the argument, presiding judge Halima El Alawa Abdul Basit directed the prosecution to file their response by close of day. The case has been adjourned to Thursday. General Secretary of the NPP, Justin Frimpong-Kodia, spoke after the proceedings.
As at Friday, we are aware that the docket was sent to the criminal court too. So as to why the case was moved to a different court is something that is mind-boggling. And we are aware it's part of the gymnastics by the system to frustrate the bail application. But be as is made, the registrar, Somutu, decided to move the case to a different court with the excuse that it was an error. How can electronic allocation of a case be an error? And in correcting it, the registrar manually decided to move it to a different court.
Lord Edwasari, TV News, Accra.
Still in court, prosecutors and investigators have closed the prosecution's case in the Republic versus Solomon Asamoah, another also known as the Sky Train case. The Deputy Attorney General, Dr. Justice Swemsai, posted on Facebook a few hours ago, and he posted a statement saying, quote, "This morning, our team of hard-working prosecutors and BNI investigators closed the prosecution's case in the Republic versus Solomon Asamoah, another aka the Sky Train case. The case involves the former CEO and former board chairman of the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund, and they are standing trial for paying out $2 million to a foreign company without board and other requisite approvals. The accused persons asked the court for an opportunity to make a submission of no case. The court gave them up to June 8 to file their submission. Dr. Justice Shremsai, Deputy Attorney General and Minister of Justice, posted this a few hours ago in the case.
In more news this evening, and you know that the Labour Front has been quite busy. The Fair Wages and Salaries Commission has appealed to organised labour to prioritise productivity in upcoming wage negotiations. The Commission is warning that Ghana's public sector cannot thrive on salary increases alone without improved output and efficiency.
Since the introduction of the single spine pay policy in 2010, Labour experts in the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission have repeatedly stressed the importance of improving productivity within the public service. But over the years, concerns over inefficiency, poor work ethic, and ineffective time management have continued to cast a shadow over the service delivery in the public sector. The Fair Wages and Salaries Commission had earlier initiated discussions with organised labour on tying salaries to productivity. Organised labour, on the other hand, has consistently demanded better wages and improved conditions of service amid rising economic pressures and the high cost of living. At the Productivity Symposium, Chief Executive Officer of the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission, Dr. Smith Graham, urged labour unions to approach future negotiations with productivity firmly at the centre of discussions.
Organised labour must equally play its role by promoting industrial harmony, supporting productivity-oriented negotiations, and partnering governments and employers in a collective pursuit of national development.
Minister for Labour, Jobs and Employment, Dr. Rashid Purple, underscored the critical role productivity plays in rebuilding Ghana's economy.
Look at the productivity in the country and to see how that productivity can be harnessed in the minds of Ghanaians.
The Director General of the Management and Productivity Development Institute, MDPI, Professor Elijah Yindao, added that improving productivity remains key to transforming Ghana's economic fortunes and enhancing national development.
Let's now go to the Western region, and as part of its continued commitment to community health and sustainable development, Anglo Gold Ashanti Duaprim Mine has hosted the Society of Family Physicians of Ghana annual stakeholder engagement in Takwa. Participants deliberated on how the future of primary health care depends on both technology and a human touch. Irama Smith reports.
The event convened senior government officials, healthcare professionals, traditional authorities and academic leaders to advance the agenda of primary healthcare delivery and universal health coverage across Ghana. Organized in partnership with the Society of Family Physicians of Ghana, SOFPOC, the event held under the theme Strengthening Primary Healthcare Through Compassion and Digital Innovation drew delegates from across the Western region and beyond. The Managing Director of Anglo Gold Ashanti Duaprim Mine, Daniel Buedi, said the initiative forms part of the mine's commitment to health and social investment under its broader community development agenda. Mr. Buedi, however, noted that building resilient healthcare systems require collective efforts from government, the private sector, academia, and healthcare professionals.
We firmly believe that quality healthcare is a fundamental human right and not a luxury. And this fits into our commitments, which extend beyond the operational safety. It drives community well-being, productivity, and national development. And in fact, this belief of ours anchors our purpose, which is mining to empower people and advance society.
President of the Society of Family Physicians Ghana, Dr. Baba Damoa, who praised the mine for creating a platform for dialogue, was emphatic that such engagements are vital for aligning health interventions with the community's true needs and improving access to health care.
So we are not the specialists that sit at secondary or tertiary level of care. We are with you in the communities. So over the years, we have a lot of people now manning the district hospitals, municipal hospitals, coming down to having a sort of like a network. So supervising our health centers, our CHIPS compounds as they are.
Guest Speaker, Western Regional Minister Joseph Nelson commended the partnership and urged stronger collaboration to advance healthcare in the region.
Primary healthcare remains the foundation of every resilient health system. It is the first point of contact for individuals, families, and communities. It is where prevention begins, where trust is built, and where healthcare becomes truly people-centered.
Irama Smith, TV3 News, Takwa.
And Media General's Onua Foundation, three foundations, the Pediatric Society of Ghana and Africa Health Supplies, have donated a phototherapy equipment to the Pantang Hospital under the campaign Spot the Yellow, Save a Newborn. There's more in this report.
At the neonatal unit of Pantang Hospital, healthcare workers say early intervention can make the difference between life and death for babies born with severe jaundice. To support treatment efforts, partners behind the Spot the Yellow, Save a Newborn campaign donated phototherapy equipment to the facility.
The project is to be able to secure phototherapy machines to donate to hospitals that have neonatal care units. This is because we have realized that a lot of children, when they are born fresh, they have this jaundice at the beginning, and it's able to kill a lot of them. Under Onua Foundation, under our SHE project, that's we have sanitation, health, and then empowerment. But under the health, we are focused on maternal health.
Every year, over 1,000 babies die out of jaundice, which pretty much is alarming with regards to that, and I see it to be a killer disease. So we decided to go corporate, but we needed to bring in forces who also have or align the goals with us. So that was where we reached out to three foundations and Onua Foundation.
The newly donated phototherapy machine is expected to improve treatments for affected newborns at the hospital.
This is essentially going to be the first functional phototherapy unit that we have. So it will go a long way to provide the need, or to provide a need that we really had. We are grateful to Onua Foundation once again, African Health Supplies, and then Pediatric Society of Ghana.
Critical care nurses say this would go a long way, as they initially used to refer jaundice cases to other hospitals.
Sometimes after 24 to 72 hours, we detect that baby is having jaundice, and we don't have the machine here. So we normally refer them to other facility for them to go and continue the treatment. So since we have gotten one, we appreciate it and we are very happy. At least our babies will not refer. We'll still maintain them here with their mother. And I think mothers too will be happy.
Three foundations and Onua Foundation say increasing public awareness is key to reducing preventable newborn complications across the country. Christabel Success Treve, TV3 News, Accra.
The Western region's biggest clash of young minds is officially underway as Connect FM launches the 6th edition of the Connect Western Best Brains Quiz in Takoradi. With organizers warning this year will be the most competitive yet, 27 junior high schools from all 11 districts will battle for the championship title for the first time.
Takoradi was buzzing as the Western region's top junior high school students gathered for the launch of Connect Western Best Brains Quiz. Now in its 6th year, the competition has expanded its reach, bringing together 27 schools across the Western region's 11 districts in what organizers say will be a fierce fight for academic supremacy.
The competition has provided a platform for identifying academically gifted students with exceptional intellectual and communication skills. Many participants have gained recognition for their outstanding academic performance and leadership potential.
The Director of Education for the Secondary Takoradi Metropolis, Edmond Agriforson, who lauded Connect FM for the initiative, urged stakeholders to get on board.
We are charged with beaming smiles this morning because of the initiative taken by this station to project our schools
and the region at the national level. We are therefore to embrace this program holistically and keep it alive and relevant for the growth of our students in our region.
This year's edition is being sponsored by Best Brain Publication Limited, Varsity College, Dex Technology Limited, EduPark, and ably supported by Damproof Cement Powder, Cat Multimedia, Aboba Alpha Educational Foundation, and GG Images.
Now, the first batch of 300 Ghanaians in South Africa is expected to arrive in Ghana on Thursday, the 21st of May, aboard a special chartered flight. The government has announced a support package for Ghanaians being evacuated from South Africa following ongoing xenophobic attacks targeting foreign nationals. In a notice issued earlier today, the Minister of Foreign Affairs said that the affected Ghanaians will receive a welcome home financial package, transportation support, and a reintegration allowance to help them rebuild their lives upon return. The ministry also said free psychosocial support services will be provided for evacuees dealing with trauma from the attacks. The government further disclosed that returnees will be enrolled in a special database to connect them with job opportunities and startup support programs.
We have business news coming up shortly. Do stay with us.
MTN 4 points by Sheraton Accra Airport Hotel.
Welcome back to News 360. Let's do business now. The Bank of Ghana has maintained the monetary policy rate at 14%, citing growing global uncertainty linked to escalating geopolitical tensions in the Middle East. Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Esiama, says although Ghana's economy continues to recover strongly, rising crude oil prices, global inflation pressures, and possible tightening of financial conditions remain major risks to the country's inflation and growing outlook.
Addressing the 130th MPC press briefing in Accra, Governor Dr. Johnson Esiama said the conflict has disrupted global trade flows, increased crude oil prices, and heightened inflation risks across advanced and emerging economies. Hence, the committee's decision to hold the rate.
The committee evaluated other forms of risks. The elephant in the room here is the Middle East crisis. Up to this time, one is not sure whether it's a temporary crisis or whether it's going to be a long-lasting one. If we assume that it will be a longer-lasting one, then you can imagine the impact on inflation expectations or the so-called second-round effects.
The governor, however, noted that Ghana's economy remained resilient in the first quarter of 2026, supported by stronger private sector activity, improved banking sector performance, and rising external reserves. Governor Dr. Johnson Esiama also announced an additional policy measure aimed at strengthening liquidity management in the banking sector.
We think that it's about time we reviewed that, considering the outcomes that we have observed. And in the wisdom of the committee, we think that this will go a long way to complement, our open market operations. Remember, our objective is to maintain an appropriate, policy stance, the so-called liquidity conditions. That's how we are able to impact on our transmission.
The next Monetary Policy Committee meeting is scheduled for July 20 to 22, 2026.
Business news this evening, Ghana's infrastructure drive under the government's Big Push agenda has received a major boost as the GCB Bank PLC finances and officially hands over more than 200 heavy-duty machines and equipment to the Timeline Innovations Company Limited. The investment, expected to create hundreds of jobs and strengthen local contractors, is being described as a major step toward accelerating road construction and infrastructure development across Ghana.
Over 200 heavy-duty machines and equipment has been officially handed over to Timeline Innovations Company Limited in support of Ghana's Big Push agenda. The equipment financed by GCB Bank includes excavators, bulldozers, graders, tipper trucks, tractors, rollers, and water tankers expected to support major road construction projects nationwide. Board Chairman of GCB Bank, Professor Joshua Alabi, noted that empowering local companies through targeted financing will create jobs, strengthen technical expertise, and stimulate economic growth across communities.
GCB, we are very confident that with the right support, Timeline Innovation Limited will deliver on time and properly. With their work, jobs will be increased, communities will smile, the country will see massive development.
Chairman of Timeline Innovations Company Limited, Inusa Osman, revealed that the investment is expected to immediately create more than 800 jobs.
Each machine is going to have 4 operators working 6 hours a day. 6 hours times 4 is 24 hours. So that's what we are witnessing here. 800 new jobs for the people of Ghana. We are going to take Ghana to the next level.
Deputy Minister for Roads and Highways, Alhassan Saeed Busuini, who witnessed the ceremony, praised the collaboration between the financial sector and private contractors, describing it as essential to delivering quality infrastructure projects on schedule.
Cimaf Ghana Limited has officially unveiled activities to mark its 10th anniversary, celebrating a decade of operations and contribution to the country's construction and infrastructure sector. Management says the milestone reflects the company's commitment to quality cement production, job creation, and supporting Ghana's growing housing and industrial needs.
For the past 10 years, Cimaf Ghana Limited has played a key role in Ghana's cement and construction industry, supplying products for housing, road, and infrastructure development across the country. As part of its 10th anniversary, the company says it is reaffirming its commitment to quality production, innovation, and customer satisfaction, while positioning itself for expansion and increased contribution to Ghana's economic growth. Joseph Kobina Abu is the Deputy General Manager and Commercial Director of Cimaf Ghana Limited.
We are the cement company that came out with different products alongside. And even as at now, Ghana, we are the only cement company that produces 52.5 grades, which is the highest of cement in Ghana. At the same time, we have been able to come out with 25 kilogram packaging, which is more comfortable and portable for other users. So if you are putting up a structure, maybe a bridge along high rising, where you need higher strength cement, Cimaf is there for you.
Speaking at the unveiling, the Deputy Minister of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, Samsonai, highlighted the impact Cimaf Ghana Limited has had on the construction industry.
In an era where we are aggressively pursuing industrialization, value addition, and economic resilience, companies like Cimaf are indispensable partners. You have created direct and indirect employment, supported local supply chains, and helped reduce our reliance on imported construction materials.
Management continues to assure the public of deepening the investment and customer engagement across the country.
That's it for business news on News 360. Stay with us. Sports is next.
The sports news segment is brought to you by Sasso Insecticide Spray and Quad.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the sports segment here on News 360 with Miroreku Ampofo. Former Ghana international Laie Kingston says that he remains open to coaching Ghana's national teams in future, despite stepping down from his role as the head coach of the Black Starlets some months ago. Kingston resigned from his position after Ghana failed to reach the final of the Wafu B Under-17 Cup of Nations held in Accra. He has since moved on to work with Uganda's youth national team's setup. However, the former Ghana international insists he still has a very strong desire to serve Ghana football again and would gladly consider a return if the opportunity arises, particularly with the Black Stars.
When the opportunity comes, why not? Why not? It's my dream. It's something that it have to happen. It have to happen. But when the environment is healthy enough, you know, and the timing is right, and the federation understand that, okay, he is the right person for the job. For me, I'm a coach. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to do everything possible. Not only Ghana, but other countries like Uganda have seen in me. I was with Ghana. Uganda saw something in me and then bring me to their environment to help. So any other country, if they believe I have what it takes to take them to wherever they have to go, why not? But Ghana I can't be a coach without coaching the Black Stars. And it's part of my dream. If the opportunity comes, why not? I'm ever ready to take it.
Well, still on Ghana football, Ghana International Ransford Yeboah Königsdorfer has completed a move to German Bundesliga side FSV Mainz 05 from Hamburger SV ahead of the 2026-2027 season. The 24-year-old striker joins Mainz after helping Hamburg SV secure promotion and maintaining their place in the Bundesliga during the just-ended campaign. Königsdorfer made 33 Bundesliga appearances last season and scored 5 goals for HSV. Now, before we go, let's bring you updates from the local scene where the Ghana Football Association has established a landmark partnership with Metro Mass Transit Limited to support the domestic football ecosystem. The collaboration provides reliable and affordable transit solutions for club supporters traveling to and from match venues across the venue. Speaking during the agreement signing ceremony, Ghana Football Association President Keto Kreku emphasized the importance of strong systems in football development and highlighted transportation as a key component of the success in the sport.
Transportation remains one of the most critical logistical pillars in football development. And for years, clubs and our national teams have had trouble with transportation challenges, issues that often affect preparations, player welfare, operational efficiency, and ultimately performance. Indeed, today, through this strategic collaboration, we are taking a very, very deliberate and practical step to address these identified challenges. Under the new agreement, Metro Mass Transport will provide a 54-seater, safe, insured, and roadworthy bus dedicated to serving Ghana's national teams, including our gallant Black Stars. This new bus strategy will also support clubs in the Premier League, in the Women's Premier League, and in the National Division 1 League. The initiative is expected to strengthen travel arrangements for clubs and national teams, while ensuring higher standards of safety, reliability, and convenience across football-related transportation.
Now, before we go, just by way of update, Ghana's Black Starlets are beaten South Africa by 2-0 in their final group game in the Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations. You can get updates on our social media handles at 3SportsGH. My name is Oreku Ampufo.
Good evening and welcome to the entertainment news segment here on News 360. My name is Noella Donko. Now, Ghana's premier culture reality show, Ghana's Most Beautiful, is marking 20 years of promoting culture, beauty and female empowerment with a year-long celebration officially launched. The 20th anniversary will not only reflect in activities planned, but also in the overall prize package for the 20th GMB Queen.
Over the years, Ghana's Most Beautiful has provided young women with the opportunity to transform into cultural ambassadors and agents of change, empowering them to achieve greater heights within their communities and beyond. Throughout various projects and initiatives spanning education, health, entrepreneurship, leadership, and other areas of personal development, the show has helped boost the confidence and self-esteem of many contestants.
So I mounted that stage, I believed in myself and I realized I had a lot. And TV3 and Ghana's Most Beautiful, I want to say thank you so much for bringing that to light.
Plans are already underway for a year-long celebration as TV3 Ghana officially launched the 20th anniversary celebrations.
The impact of Ghana's Most Beautiful over the years has been remarkable. We're celebrating 20 years of excellence and storytelling.
Among the major activities lined up are the GMB Carnival scheduled for October 4th at the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park, a GMB Royal Ball on June 6th, and a legacy project set to be commissioned on November 28th.
From 26th July to the 18th of October, Ghanaians will look forward to the much anticipated Season 20. The weekly shows will be live on television, where the next chapter of the GMB story will unfold. On 29th August 2026, we will hold a community project sword cutting to reinforce our commitment to ensuring that GMB continues to leave a practical and lasting impact in society.
With several other exciting cultural events outlined for the anniversary calendar, GMB at 20 is expected to be a truly national celebration. Indeed, the 20th anniversary will not only reflect the activities planned, but also in the overall prize package for the 20th GMB Queen.
The winner of Ghana's Most Beautiful 2026 will receive a brand new crown, 200,000 cash, a brand new car, an all-expense paid trip abroad, a scholarship for a master's degree, the opportunity to participate in Miss Earth Global, an ambassadorial deal from a sponsor, a gold jewelry set, and other products and services from our cherished sponsors.
The impressive launch was held at the Best Western Premier Accra Airport Hotel, where the hotel's general manager highlighted the importance of the partnership and the services they are offering in support of the celebrations.
Emmanuel Rijay, tell me, what does this partnership mean to you as Best Western Hotel?
As Best Western Hotel, it's very important for us to represent the beauty of Ghana and the beauty of Accra. And it was really important for us to have you here with us today. As an establishment, we have to offer the more quietest place in Accra. Okay. As you've seen, we are far from the main axis. We are in the middle of greenery. We are a family-sized hotel, and we are hosting our customers as friends and family.
And that'll be it for the entertainment news segment here on News 360. My name is Noella Donko.
My name is Martin Esiedudate. Thank you very much for watching News 360.
10 p.m. for Ghana tonight. Good evening.